At this stage, you should have watched the SQL video, so you should have some understanding, or at least have seen some SQL commands. You've also hopefully followed the previous video, which has linked the database to the program by adding in the access helper code, and you've modified that to point to the right database. So at this stage, we're ready to start creating some SQL commands within the program that will allow us to send and receive data from the database. We're going to work on this add new question form, the form that you were working on before and which you wrote quite a lot of validation for, which hopefully you've got. Now what we're going to do is, if everything is working, if everything has been entered correctly, we're going to save the data. What that means in terms of SQL is we're going to send the data to the database by using an insert into command, which hopefully you've seen in one of the 2 SQL videos. So we're going to start off with, at the very bottom of this, a very simple if statement that just says if valid question equals true. So in other words, if everything's done, if everything's been okay, if everything's been entered without any problems, we're going to do this. Now, as I've said before, this is not the best validation ever. It has severe limitations. It's just an example. In a real project, I think you could make the validation a lot better. But we're not really too bothered about that at the moment. So what we're going to say is if valid question. Now, a couple of things we're going to do first of all is set up a params. Now, the parameters, we're going to create this array of this funny data type. Now this data type is a special data type, and it won't work as just normal. So I need to go to the top, and before my public class at the top, I need to import a library. This is system.data.oledb. So what this does is just links to a file that has a bunch of functions that deal with communicating with databases. So if I go down now, you'll see the error has disappeared and it's quite happy. So I've created an array of size 8, remember, it goes from 0 to 7, an array of size 8, and the data type is this thing called OLEDB parameter. Don't worry too much about that. That's just the data type you need in order to send data into an SQL statement. What we're going to do now is fill up this array with all the parameters we want to send. The parameters we want to send are the question, the topic, the difficulty, the 4 possible answers, and the correct answer. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the 1 correct answer, which is 8. So there are our 8 parameters, and that's why we've got this array of size 8. So now it's just a bit of typing. Remember, copy and pasting is your friend. So I'm going to set the first element in the array to be a new OLEDB parameter. OLEDB parameter. And now it gets a bit confusing. I'm going to use the @p parameter 0 and say, well, that. Oh, I haven't called it text box 1. What did I call it? Text new question. What a sensible name. Text new question dot text. So what this means is, so if I highlight that line, what that means is the first element in this array is going to hold a parameter, and the parameter will be the contents of the text new question box, and it will be the text, the attribute, the property, the text property. So in other words, whatever I type into this box here will be parameter 0. You don't need to worry too much about exactly what's going on. What you need to be able to do is to do this. Even if you're just copying it out, that's fine. A thorough understanding of exactly what's going on is not needed. So this will be the next the next one. So I've forgotten all my names. This isn't a text box, this is, what's this called? Combo topic. Combo topic. Params 2 equals new OLEDB parameter. Oh dear. I should definitely be copying and pasting this. And P2 now. This time I'll do the difficulty, which was a numeric up and down dot value. So hopefully you see the pattern. What I'm doing is I'm going to go from 0 all the way to 7, so 8 different lines of code, each time getting one of the values. Now it's important that you make sure that you've got you stay aware of what you're putting into which parameter, because that's going to matter when we do our SQL. But what you can do now is have a bit of a break from listening to me, and can you try to complete the 8 params? See if you can do that. You need to fill in each of the bits of data you're typing into the form needs to go in a parameter. Have a go, and the next video we'll look at an answer.